The architectural integrity of a kingdom is rarely defined by its stone fortifications. It is a meticulously calibrated, shadow-drenched illusion designed to conceal the rot of 1,000 years of political artifice. And in Thief in the Castle, the surgical, atmospheric, and lethally paced inaugural movement of Beatrice B. Morgan's Stars and Bones saga, the concept of a heist is re-engineered into a high-stakes, arcane industrial survival thriller. Morgan, the master locksmith of this gold-gilded, conspiracy-riddled, and spellbinding odyssey, delivers a visceral, deeply intense, and humor-laced masterpiece that treats the act of breaking and entering not as a criminal venture, but as a perilous, reality-anchoring necessity. This isn't a story of whimsical candlelit treasure hunting. It is a rapid-fire, deeply intense plunge into the logistical nightmare of maintaining a foothold in a palace where the very walls have a predatory agenda. The perilous collision between a desperate protagonist's search for leverage and the absolute, unchecked malice of an ancient, lineage-bound entity that views mortal ambition as a contaminant to its ecosystem, and the terrifying truth that when you burgle the castle, you don't just steal a relic, you synthesize a reality-stabilizing buffer against the encroaching, sanity-eroding void. Morgan hooks the audience instantly by constructing a high-stakes, hyper-focused trap. A talented, disenfranchised infiltrator, forced to defend their client's secrets against a series of supernatural invasions, finds themselves bound to a legacy that requires the systematic, tactical manipulation of nature's own, unrefined power to survive. The narrative center zeroes in on the protagonist's methodical, high-pressure descent into the vault stitching, a state of hyper-rational, magic-infused perception that forces them to parse the fundamental, reality-rewriting intent of their burglary-aligned magic. As they traverse the oppressive, armor-cluttered corridors of the fortress and the dangerously shifting, memory-saturated archives of the castle's borderlands, they realize that their intrusion is not merely a service provision. It is a systemic catalyst that is drawing the attention of the wardens, entities that hunt those who dare to master the history that consumes reality. The investigation into the sudden, coordinated disappearance of the kingdom's most valuable, magically charged artifacts quickly escalates into a dangerous, high-stakes tactical chess match as they discover that the entire royal structure has been covertly funded by the very darkness they are working to keep at bay. Forced to juggle the logistical nightmare of managing a rapidly decaying, reality-bending research project, the constant suffocating threat of archival erasure, and the mounting, undeniable encounter with the cost of their own burgeoning power, they must synthesize a new way of existing, one built on tactical linguistics, radical improvised spellweaving, and an unyielding, purely human refusal to let their truth be redacted by the castle's relentless, physics-enforcing machinery. Morgan's writing style is unapologetically rhythmic, machine-gun fast, and saturated with an intense, authentic blend of heist arcane jargon, sharp, cynical, intellectual wit, and high-stakes environmental dread. She builds exceptional structural tension by pairing the mundane, aching routines of survival, cross-referencing tactical blueprints, deciphering forbidden, vault-aligned texts, and enduring the quiet, crushing weight of constant, vigilant isolation with the chaotic, nightmare-filled assaults of the fortress's truth-guarding spirits. The story moves forward with a relentless, momentum-driven energy, turning routine analytical probes, calculated maneuvers through the castle's secret, gold-filled basements, and tense, high-stakes standoffs with lethal, logic-warping figures into pulse-pounding steps closer to an inevitable, reality-defining confrontation. The presentation thrives on this sharp, analytical focus, making every discovered anomaly, every executed reality stabilization command, and every deep-seated fear confronted feel like a high-stakes victory for the human spirit. What makes Thief in the Castle an exceptional entry in the modern dark heist fantasy canon is Morgan's unparalleled ability to develop a highly compelling, logic-driven infiltrator whose cognitive discipline is treated as a supreme navigational asset rather than a tragic, fading memory. Watch as they transform their experience with obscure, lock-bound data into a compass, learning to navigate the chaotic heavens to outmaneuver a power that operates with absolute, terrifying precision. As the structural walls of their reality begin to collapse and the true scope of the castle danger is exposed, the pacing transforms into a breathless, heart-pounding race to maintain the shred of truth they carry before their consciousness is permanently unstitched by the castle's relentless physics-enforcing machinery. The final act is an absolute masterclass in suspense, delivering a barrage of explosive realizations, shattered paradigms, and a spectacular, jaw-dropping climax that completely leaves the reader thoroughly stunned. For fans of thrillers demanding a brilliant, character-driven, and masterfully paced exploration of physics and palace imperialism, this book delivers an unforgettable shockwave.